Hello guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to be discussing my Dallas Stars defense lineup. Now, I already made a video about my lineup projections. That is kind of more on the quick side. This is going to be more in depth, and I'm just going to be talking about the defense. So, it's kind of a video that I just made up, or not made up, but kind of just say, might as well do it just on the fly, fill in. But, you know, tomorrow, or I think the day after, is going to be a next DSR versus the Angels. Rangers versus Angels, by the way. But, I'm gonna be protecting my defenseman. I mean, there's a couple of AHL call-ups that I think will be pretty obvious if somebody gets injured. But we'll have to wait and see for that. But here, it's gonna be pretty interesting. Now, this is not going to be a Stanley Cup caliber cut defense. But if the offense can score at least 3 goals a game, then you're good. But it all depends on that. This is not going to be a defense that is going to help Bishop be an elite goaltender. I think he will do good, not great, Bishop, but the defense isn't totally going to help him, really. So, here, I mean, it could definitely change. I mean, I could put Honka instead of Johns, or Alexiak instead of Johns, or Honka instead of Ham Hughes. I mean, when there's only 2 great defensemen on this lineup, it's hard to pick 4 other defensemen. I mean, Lindell is a good player. I don't think he's great, but he might become that. Ham Hughes is a decent player. I mean, he is going to be the epitome of a top 6 guy for most teams. I don't think he will crack top 4 in a lot of lineups. Pattern, if somebody gets subbed out normally, I think it's probably most likely to be Pattern. He's just okay. I mean, he's just pure defense, basically. I'd rather have a guy like Honka in there, or Alexiak. I know that people aren't really too keen on Alexiak, but I actually really like him. I mean, he is very physical. He's big. I mean, he blocks a lot of shots, and you know, he has some offense to him. Patterson really doesn't. But if you're wanting that defense, you might as well go there. But if you want to go all full on offense, then you can just go with Lexiak. But I think Honka should be in this lineup, and I think he'll be in over Pattern. That's why I put the slash there. Yeah, because I could see either one get cracking the lineup. I think Johns will get in. I think Lindell will get in. I think Mafat and Klingberg will probably be where they put them. They might keep Lindell with Klingberg just for that Swedish connection. But, you know, I mean, I think that Mafat is a better defenseman, but I think Lindell can fit that Klingberg's play more than Mafat. I mean, Mafat is very different from Klingberg in the fact of just pure defense and not, it's not pure defense and physical play, but it's more based on that. He's like a super Dan Ham Hughes. Like, that's my thoughts on him. But I mean, you could put. Honestly, I think this is probably Honka's breakout year. I believe him, and I really loved his style. Not necessarily his play, but his style when he was up here in the NHL for Dallas. I loved how he was able to cleanly get through the offensive zone, like by himself. Like, he was able to skate that well. Sometimes he is a great passer, and I love his offensive ability. His defense, he'll have to work on that, of course, but you know, he could become another Klingberg. Like, he reminds me of Klingberg. Lindell is more defensively sound in my eyes, but I think Honka has the potential to get up to a Klingberg level, if not surpass him. I mean, he was a higher draft pick. He was a higher draft pick. I mean, he in the first round. But yeah, I mean, you could. For what you're paying Ham Hughes, I don't think you should sub him out for anybody. But I think that you probably want to, if you want to get a good. I mean, Ham Hughes isn't getting any better, probably. I mean, he is getting up there in age. Who knows? I mean, he had a bad year. He didn't have a bad year. Yeah, he just had a pretty shaky here. He wasn't that great offensively, and he wasn't that great defensively. So I don't know if they want to keep him on here. I mean, if he does well for a few games, then they'll just keep him. But I don't know. Hitchcock does whatever Hitchcock wants. He is the coach after all. But I think that this will be a pair that they rely on. But again, you could put out Johns. I don't really like Johns really at all, except for the physicality. I mean, his defense towards the stretch was just pitiful. Like he reminds me of when Jake Gardner has terrible decision making, and that's almost John's 50% of the time. Like he can just make terrible decisions. Like he'll go cover a guy 2-on-1 and then leave guy open. Like I really don't like John's decision making, but that's a thing that you can improve on, I guess. I mean, I don't know if you can really teach it, but you could improve on it. I mean, by like game scrimmages and stuff like that. But I think that guys like Alexiak would do better than Johns, but it's anybody's game there. So I mean, it's still like you could put any of these and they might any combination and they might do well. But that's gonna be, I mean, especially with injuries, Honka will be first in line if they go with Pat and Hammy Wendell Jones and all that. But there's lots of decisions to make here, especially with the top 4 and the top 6, because there's lots of options. I mean, Hitchcock is known to do pretty well with his combinations and what he does. And I mean, I'm no serious expert, but I know the game. So that is going to be it for today, guys. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure to like. If you guys really did enjoy it, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.